Ideal relationship meditation. Our brains are being hit with tons of data every second. The famous gorilla basketball video shows how easy it is for things to go unnoticed. Some studies have suggested that the ratio of all the data hitting our senses compared to the stuff we are consciously aware of is about 25,000 to 1. That means if you aren't paying attention, you can miss a lot of stuff. A famous example of this is the red car effect. You buy a red car and then you start to see red cars everywhere. The red cars were already there. They were always there. You just didn't notice them before. But when you made a large and deliberate purchase of a red car, this sent a very strong signal to your subconscious that red cars are important. So your natural filters started calling your attention to all the red cars. But then once you get used to your red car, the effect fades. All those red cars you used to notice kind of fade into the background again. Finding an ideal relationship partner can be the same. If you aren't sure what it is you want, that won't have very much of an effect on your filters. If you don't know what kind of car you want to buy, you're not going to notice all the red cars. If you're only paying attention to the guys playing basketball, you're not going to notice the gorilla in the background. However, if you do take the time to create a list of criteria for the ideal relationship with the ideal partner, it will have an effect on your filters. You'll start to see things that you didn't see before. You'll start to notice opportunities that you didn't notice before. This isn't magic. This is a function of your natural intuition. Our conscious minds can only think in very linear terms, but your intuition is more like a supercomputer. Only it takes in a ton of data and kind of gives you a feeling of whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Evolutionary psychologists believe that we developed our intuition so we could get a kind of a gut feeling when somebody was lying to us. From a logical standpoint, if you wanted to know if somebody was lying to you, you'd have to look at all their micro facial expressions, all the micro changes in their tonality, etc. But that is far too much for our conscious mind. Our unconscious can process a lot more data, but it can't give us a very clear, obvious signal, only a general feeling. So as we go through this ideal relationship meditation and you repeat this regularly, it will slowly calibrate your filter. So when you are out and about doing your regular daily things, you'll start to get signals from your intuition. Understand these are not linear and logical signals. Like if you feel a sudden urge to visit a certain shop, for example, this doesn't mean that you'll walk in there and see your dream lover ready and waiting. This just means that walking into that shop might increase your chances of meeting your dream lover, of getting closer to them. This requires an open mind, patience, and persistence. You have to trust your intuition to guide you closer and closer to them and be patient enough to let it happen in its own time. Now we're ready to get started. As you continue to watch this and continue to listen to these words, get a vague idea in your mind of your ideal relationship with your ideal lover. How do you represent this in your mind? Is it more of a mental picture or more of a feeling? When you think about the main benefit of your ideal relationship, is it more physical or more emotional? When you think about the ideal connection with your ideal relationship partner, is it more of an emotional connection or more of an intellectual connection? When you imagine having deep and complex emotional discussions with your ideal relationship partner, do these happen a lot or very infrequently? When you think about the career of your ideal relationship partner, is it similar to yours or different than yours? Now let's consider their personality. Are they more of an introvert or an extrovert? Do they have a strong sense of humor or is it more subdued? How do they treat strangers? With kindness or indifference? Do they have a strong ambition or a relatively weak one? Do they have a strong sense of self or not so much? Do they feel confident handling money or does this cause them stress? Do they have strong ties to their family, or are they more independent? Are they an early riser, or do they prefer to sleep in late? What about their social and political orientation? Are they similar to yours or slightly different? Do they possess strong emotional intelligence or not so much? What about their physical characteristics? Are they in good physical shape or more average? Can you imagine their hair color? Can you imagine their body style? Can you imagine their scent? Can you imagine the smoothness of their skin? Can you imagine what they look like first thing in the morning when you wake up and look at them? A good way to strengthen your imagination of them is to do some journaling about them. Just start writing without concern for grammar or punctuation or even spelling. Just describe them in as many terms as you can. Physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, etc. Do this regularly, at least once per week. And whenever you feel a signal from your intuition, follow that signal with an open mind. Just see where it leads you. Avoid demanding that you find them within any time constraint. Also, be sure to interact with others, particularly in situations where your intuition leads you. Even if the people you meet are nowhere near your ideal relationship type, you have no idea who you'll meet through those people. These next 3 steps will help you to manifest your ideal relationship partner in your life. Step 1, keep this visualization strong by repeated journaling. Step 2, be willing to follow your intuition wherever it leads you with an open mind and patience. Step 3, be friendly with everybody you meet along the way. Be yourself and leave all expectations behind. Trust this process and you'll be surprised with the results. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. To learn more, please visit mindpersuasion.com.